Age. Simama Imara. That's a new song by Sana, and she's back on the show. It's obviously good day. We are so excited.
Haro,
how are you?
By the way, if you put me on a spot like that again, you don't know.
The social media is going crazy. Everybody loves your performance.
It was fantastic because it was very impromptu.
It was impromptu, yeah. But you're a fantastic performer because you just checked in here and you had a long day and you were doing karaoke last night?
Yes. Till 2.
Till 2 in the
2 a.m. and then I had a 9 o'clock meeting in the morning for another interview.
Right.
And then I've come from another interview at 7.
And you're going to another interview?
I'm going to another interview after this.
Hey.
It's called Kujitafutia Kazi.
Hey.
Inaitwa biashara.
Hustle.
But in fact, can I just say that I'm very impressed.
Were you impressed by?
You speak Swahili, Larry.
Kwani jamani mbona unidharau?
Sikiza sasa.
Mbona unidharau?
Larry Madowo atumia neno la jamani.
Kwani mimi siwezi nikazungumza kutumia neno
jamani.
Kwanza tuangalie maoni ya Wakenya kwanza.
Haya,
kabla tuendelee. Ama sivyo?
Kipindi chako sema.
Kipindi changu. Sasa twende kwenye Christine Mayema. Vipi wanasemaje kwenye mtandao?
Wamependa hiyo performance kabisa.
Performance sasa ni lugha gani jamani? Performance unahitaji kwa Kiswahili.
Utasema wewe Mswahili. Tuseme tu yani wamependa ile burudani.
Ile burudani mliotupa ilikuwa ya kufana sana.
Tunashukuru sana.
Asante. Endelea Christine.
Okay, so Oliver anasema Kenyan musicians please Sana include his marking scheme for performances heavenly.
Kweli? True.
Kevin Munir anasema that TBT collab of Kidume and Sana is on point. Such are the real musicians.
That performance is ndani.
That's so good to hear. That's really good because I was very worried.
They had not practiced. I don't even think you knew Kidume was coming on the show.
Well, I mean, I'd seen it on social media, but then when you told me, like before you went on air, you were like, I'm going to drag you there. I was just like, oh my God, Sana, focus. You've got to plan something. So, and that wasn't even planned. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about it.
It was such a fantastic one. It was really great. Kristen.
Yes, Kev is saying Kidume and Sana were awesome. No playback, like almost all singers depend on great and unique voices.
We will talk about that tabia of playback. It's all right.
Alex Corey saying Sana and Kidume have made my night. Nikilala na viatu sio makosa yangu. More or any collabo anytime soon.
So another collabo with Kidume soon?
Maybe. I'm not giving away anything.
You won't say it, tell us.
Yeah, anything. I mean, there's people who keep telling me you need to have a whole album with Jua Kali. I'm like,
I think so.
It's all about, you see, the people that I've worked with are very professional in terms of their working.
Yeah.
And so that's why you find I've done very few collaborations and some I've even repeated. Like with Jua Kali, there's a guy who asked me, so Sanaipei tufanye collabo? I'm like, no, sifanye collabo this year. Ama ni vile misi Jua Kali. I'm like, I've only done 2 songs with the guy, you know.
They were 2 powerful songs.
2 very powerful songs. But I like the fact that I'll tell you this, Jua Kali is the only artist who has been to my parents' house.
Oh, really?
Sat down and had tea with my parents and donuts. I remember my mom made donuts that day.
Oh, really?
But by the time you get to that point where you respect me and you treat me as a professional, that's the only time you will get to interact with me at that level. That I can introduce you home and I can say, okay, so we're going with Jua Kali to Nakuru. But unfortunately, majority of the times, it's a very rare thing. What
did Jua Kali tell your parents? Mnajua ni aje?
Jua Kali was watching football. There was football on TV. And my dad was so jazzy. Because Jua Kali's legs were in the air. You know, and so my dad was like, I have never seen a man who is so comfortable. He was so comfortable.
In my house?
Yeah, you know, as in he wasn't being all prim and proper. He was being himself. And I think that's something that I get from home.
Yes.
That we believe in being who you are. You're an open book. And what you see is what you get. I'm not going to come to you and pretend for the first 6-7 months and then eventually turn into something that you don't really like. So yeah, so he was very comfortable. It was really nice.
Cool. I'm sure there's still more feedback. Kristen.
Yes, there is. Newton is saying nikisikia Sana ana dance. He's all saying, Sanaipei, I love you too much, girl. Talent and just the true definition of black girl magic. Keep doing what you do.
Hey, that meme.
I know that
meme.
Wow.
She's overcome with emotion.
That's amazing.
Yes, Nicholas and I've always loved Sanaipei. Still got a crush on her.
And then he says, hey, Larry.
It's just the hashtag of the show. The hashtag of the show. Okay.
Okay, I got that, Larry.
All right.
Yes. Newton saying, nauliza mambo ya prayer partner swali tu.
Uko na prayer partner?
Sasa hiyo ndio nini jamani? You know, I've been seeing this thing. No, it's okay. I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm just like...
It's the newest way to refer to a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Prayer partner. That word, that phrase came to us courtesy of Bahati.
The only prayer is that they are actually having prayers as opposed to other things.
Prayer should be taken here very loosely.
That is so bad. It's blasphemous. How can you use the word prayer to mean other things? Come on. Can we have some respect?
You're ducking the question.
Sorry, I was diving into the whole prayer partner thing. No, I don't have a prayer partner. I haven't had one for a while.
This just in. Sanaipei has no prayer partner. Can they slide into your DMs?
Not looking.
Come
it's very
on.
important that you actually qualify that statement.
Not looking?
No.
Why?
I've got other things on my plate right now that I need to finish. And I know myself, when I get into a relationship, I lose myself.
Oh.
Yes, so
okay.
Not now. Let me concentrate on a couple of things.
Sorry, gentlemen. I tried, man. I got you. But
You tried?
I tried to, you know.
What are you, like a co-nini of Timbafisi?
I'm just like an ex-official member.
Oh, you're an ex-member. Okay.
Okay, what else is out there?
Yeah, Ken here is trying to slide into those DMs. Anasema hata sijasikia ngoma yote, ni kukula tu kwa macho, nimesikia hata collab pia as my prayer partner. So they're trying, even if she's saying not now. Bado wanajaribu. Someone here is asking, Frank, what inspired you to become Coast?
People don't know this, but you grew up in Mombasa.
No, it's very weird that they don't know this. I've been in this industry for so long. I keep talking about this all the time. Born and raised. We moved to Nairobi 2001.
All right, that explains the Swahili.
Yeah, so the Swahili, and you know, I'll big up my teacher right now, my primary teacher, because that was the foundation that made me who I am today. And I'm not going to say that I didn't go to very good high schools and whatever. I did, and there are teachers that I related to. But Mr. Lule, he used to make us, you know how you have your class workbook and your home workbook. So the class workbook, every day we'd learn like new words in Kiswahili.
Yes.
And so he used to make us write them at the back. So all these words that I'm talking about that I'm using now,
yes,
I know from there. Even a song like Amina, Mkono wa Buriani is a book that we read.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I remember all these things because I was, you know, I mean from them, from that time when I was taught by Mr. Lule. So yeah, big up Mr. Lule.
You know, it's an interesting thing, though, that for Kenyans, when you speak good Swahili, it's something to be proud of.
It is, absolutely.
No. It's something to be made a ceremony of. It's like, as if it should not be expected that because Swahili is one of our national languages, everybody should just speak it.
Everyone should.
Yes,
Everyone
and speak it well.
And speak it well.
Like I do.
I really want to make a comment, but I'll just...
Come on, you know you want to.
No, it says, it's Jamani. Sorry, as guys from Mombasa, we say...
I didn't say Jamani, I said Jamani.
Okay, Ja. It's the Ja. Like the accents are very different. In Mombasa, we say Ja. Jamani. It's like when I say Najuta.
Oh,
you say Najuta.
Yes, yeah. But you see my accent is from Siaya.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Also, it sounds very English.
So it is
no.
The fact that I can speak Swahili at all is a nini, considering I come from Siaya.
It really is, because there's some people who tell you that, I'm sorry, what does that mean? And you're just like, are you kidding?
I know.
Are you kidding?
I am proud to speak my Swahili.
Absolutely.
Kabisa.
It's fantastic. It makes you authentic. That's the point. Yeah.
You talk about Amina, but also Simama Imara, which you just performed. Yes. Tell us all about it.
Simama Imara is a song that was written about assumptions. I think for a very long time being in the industry, there have been so many people who've said things about me that are not true. And so in fact, the first verse touches on two things that really just bothered me. Like, why would you say that? Somebody said, so Sanaipei has not had a boyfriend in the last 2 years. It means da. That's why I say
walijijazia.
Ndio nasema na wala si mali ya mtu, chunga usije ukafanya kutu. They say muda mrefu kisu huagutu. Blunt, okay? But wewe wajuaje? How do you know? Just because I don't have a boyfriend doesn't mean. You get what I'm saying? So it's don't make uninformed assumptions and decisions about people. You've got to understand what they're going through. And even there was a time, the first verse, sija kukata zaka kula kwa macho ukitaka. Please, as a dude, don't lie to your boys that you've been with a Chile if you haven't. It's sad. Me, I've not lied by the way. You watch, imagine things in your mind, but don't ever lie that you've been there. because
haven't been.
that is somebody's reputation that you're messing up. So the song was basically, it grew from those assumptions, and then, you know, because usually I listen to my songs over and over and over, and I just realized that this song also has a very political angle. It talks about wanijuao wajua wangu msimamo. This is 2017. This is a year of elections. It's a year of campaigning and whatever. And so it's all about the youth have to make the right decision. You must have msimamo. You have to have something that you stand for. You know, that voters card that you have, oh my God, I wish they knew how powerful it is. We're not going to vote because I know so-and-so, or so-and-so is from my tribe. That is, and I'm going to use this word, it is the stupidest thing that you could ever do. That you put somebody in power because you know them, or they come from your community, or they come from your hood, and whatever. Because politics will affect you. When I was growing up, I remember my dad telling me all the time, Mommy, you've got to learn and understand politics. It affects you whether you like it or not. And I was like, how now? Please. Yeah, still buy bread, still buy whatever. But then eventually when you grow up and you start buying these things with your own money, then you're like, hiya, bread is 50 bob. I thought it was 25. You know, but those decisions or those changes that happen in the society are based on you know, the siyasa and the government that comes into play, and the decisions that they make on your behalf. So why don't you make the right decision first? So mwaka huu 2017, vijana musimame imara. You must have msimamo. You must make the right decision for the right people to get into that chair. And so, yeah, kuwa na msimamo.
Were you always politically aware because you grew up in a political family?
Did I?
Did you not?
I don't think so. I didn't grow up in a political family.
But did you have that growing up political awareness for this is what I need to do? Like you said, your dad used to tell
Honestly,
you must...
no. I mean, my dad tried for a really long time to try to get me to, you know, read the paper, Mommy. You've got to listen to the news.
Happening.
You've got to watch. You've got to understand. You've got to sit down and interact with people and find out what they think about ABCD. And I was just like, but I don't like interacting, so I won't. But I hate the news. It's just tiring. It's bad news after bad news, after bad news, after bad news. And so I was like, you know, I'm not going to do this. It's just tiring and takes too much energy. But now I understand the impact that politics has in my life directly, you know. So I'm more aware now. And I think as a young Kenyan, I know that I can make that difference. Me, as Sanaipei. Because I remember there's a time I used to say, no, I'm going to line up to vote, and then, you know, and nothing will happen. You know, but then if I don't do it, I could be that one person who makes that difference.
No, but that said, isn't it interesting how life turns out? Like you used to be encouraged to read the news, and then now you ended up working in the media.
Yes.
And then now people are writing about you, and sometimes things that are not true.
Yes.
How does that affect you?
You know, there's stories that come out that are just people just hating. And then there's defamatory kind of stories. So when it's defamatory and you know, it's something that you're just like, anyway, you know, you're really messing up my reputation. I will take you to court. But then there's other stories that people write and you're just like, sasa huyu hata nikianza tunapeleka na wapi shwali. You know, like I remember there was a story about there's a street bash that we did, and I was wearing a tank top, and people are like, "Hey, Sanaipei umevuta pumzi," just tupa ikae flat. And then when I was dancing, you know, my stomach was all over the place. And so they were like, "Ati, oh, Sanaipei lies to the public about having a flat stomach." I'm like, how now? Did I post and say I have a flat stomach, and then I went there and just had a big stomach? And I mean, there's so many things. Somebody asked me the other day, somebody made a comment about I like Sanaipei's songs, but I can't interact with her as a person because she's so loud. She's all over the place. Apparently I'm loud. So she's all over the place and whatever. And so somebody asked me, how did that make you feel? Was I supposed to feel something?
You don't feel anything?
I don't feel, because at the end of the day, Larry, we've got to understand that human beings, different human beings, have a different thought pattern, have a different manner of expression that I can't control. And it's okay if somebody sits and says, you know, I don't like that Chile. You know, I don't like how she talks. You know, I don't like her music. It's okay. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not looking for the whole world to love me. I mean, if I could, I would. But
you don't say.
If I could, I would. But at the end of the day, we all know, even when you're in a marriage, you and your spouse will kosana because you're raised differently. You have different opinions. You have different understanding of things. Exactly. So, tuelewane tafadhali. Let's not get upset over small, silly things.
That's the attitude. Don't lose that. Okay, finally looking through more of the tweets. Kristen.
Yes, Kenyans are so fast to create memes and pictures. Jokali has been to Sanaipei's home.
That's hilarious.
Yes, and Nairobi Computer Shop saying, okay, Sana akisema hataki prayer partner.
What is happening?
All right,
His name's alive, man.
Yeah, moving on. Leaky saying, Larry, ask Sana to speak some Maasai. She's such a humble and relevant female artist of our time.
Do you speak Maasai?
A bit.
A bit.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, one word here, one word there. I think the longest sentence I know is Enchio Yokenkare. And I'm sure if my father is listening, he's just like, no, mommy.
You're not saying it right. You're not saying it right.
You know, the words here and there, because first of all, you've got to look at this. My parents are two different tribes, and then growing up in Mombasa, where you don't have an opportunity to actually speak the language and interact with people of your tribe. And so even the counting I learned from my grandfather when we used to come to Nairobi to Kajiado, Matasia. So I learned that from him. So you know the few words where your father would be like Mawe or Tabala. Tabala I know a lot because, you know, I just used to touch this. But yeah, so it's one word here, one word there. And that's another thing. It's the same thing as politics, where your parents actually tell you you've got to learn to have an identity. If you don't, then how can you say where you belong? You can't say, you can't even prove. So now I'm sitting here with Sanaipei is my name. Okay, so you're Maasai. Can you
speak Maasai? And you're like,
exactly.
Wow.
So I will blame myself. I need to actually take an interest and make an initiative to actually learn the language.
Good stuff. Kristen?
Yes, we've got the last two here from Engineer Githua saying, Sanaipei has said it, we are different. Huwezi bamba kila mtu.
Kweli?
Yeah.
Usijaribu.
And the last one, ask Sana if she's coming back on radio, and two, if she needs a collabo with Nameless. Hashtag the trend.
Somebody says you need to do a collab with Nameless, Sana.
You do realize he's my uncle, by the way. Yeah?
Oh, really? Oh, really? That's your uncle?
When he's performing, I'm just like, Uncle Monster! No, he's good people though.
Nameless is your uncle?
Through marriage.
Oh, interesting.
Marriage, yes.
All right.
So don't sit there and just say, hey,
I was just like, wow, how did that work out?
I don't know. What kind of collaboration would I do with Nameless?
Just
because you've got to think about that. You've got to...
You guys can figure it out. Just do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were having this conversation right now, like this banter. So, you know, I mean, what kind of song would you expect me to do with Nameless?
Oh. I think you and Nameless have different musical sounds. It would be wonderful. It would be such a fusion of such strong musical forces coming together. Wow, now that I think about it, it really needs to happen.
Yeah, here we go. You avoiding the topic. Anyway, so... what was that first question, though?
Are you coming back on radio?
You know, radio is it's such an amazing tool. It's so amazing. Like, when I was working at on Nation Radio, you get a chance to interact with your listeners direct. Yeah. As in, it was so much that sometimes they would call me and I know automatically who this person is from their voice. And that's amazing because being, you know, the musician and everyone is so excited about talking to you, they know you, but they don't know if you know them.
Yes.
So when you identify with them, they're just like, oh my God, Sanaipei amenikumbuka leo.
That's so cool.
You know, and it's amazing. It makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. So hopefully, I would like to get back onto radio. I really, really would, because it gives you that one-on-one with that person.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great place to end it, Sana. Thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, you're kicking me out.
Okay, it's 11:50.
So we just go till 12. Okay, no, I'm joking. But thank you so much for having me, Larry. This has been amazing. Don't ever put me on the spot like that. But
oh, I think we should put you on the spot more, because that's what happens when you're on the spot.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
It's called You've Got to
It was tremendous. That performance was a total home run. It's true.
Where's the accent coming from?
I'm just channeling Donald Trump.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Trump. Keep going.
Na kwa hayo machache, shukran sana.
Nashukuru sana kwa kunileta hapa, kwa kunialika, na ubarikiwe katika jina la Yesu.
Amina. Unakaribishwa wakati wowote. Mchana ama usiku.
Nitakuwa hapa kila siku mbele ya mlango. Nasema jamani, Larry anasema nije.